Hello, and thank you for joining me for this beginner mat workout today. So this is not just for beginners, it is for anyone, but beginners is a great place to start, and everybody else, it is a great refresher for you and reviewing just some fundamentals, okay? So we're gonna start on our backs. Go ahead and lie down nice and comfortably and bring your feet in close to your buns. You're gonna just lie comfortably. Let's take the right knee, let it fall open. Push the leg out straight, rotate the knee in, and drag it back. So this is your hip opener. The intention is to mobilize the hip here and really start to get it moving. Bring it in, we're gonna reverse it. So inwardly rotated, straighten it, turn it out, and drag it back. Inhale, and then exhale. One more. In, out, turn, and drag it back. Switching legs. Let the leg fall out to side, push to straight, turn it in, bring it back. Out, straight, in, and again, out, straight, in, and then we go in reverse. Turn it inwardly rotated, straighten it, laterally rotated and back. In and straighten, out and back. One more. In, straighten, out, and back. Okay. So we're gonna walk our feet in close to our bums, and then we're gonna work on an imprint and release. So just move your pelvis around here a little bit. It moves a lot, and so we have to be quite aware of how we're positioning our pelvis as we get going. So an imprint is when we would tuck the tail under slightly, so the pubic bone rises higher than our hip bones, and we force the lower back into the ground. So we're making just an imprint of our lower back. And then we're going to release it back towards neutral. Pelvis in neutral, hip bones, pubic bone, one line. So we move with breath. You exhale and tuck under slightly to press the lumbar spine into the floor. That's your imprint. And then inhale, return neutral. Again, exhale, finding imprint. So this obviously is a great way to protect your lower back. This is why we're doing this, is for core strength. But it's actually a really nice lower back stretch and release also. So a bonus, okay? One more, you're gonna keep that imprinted position and we'll pause. So now the challenge is in trying to maintain a stable pelvis, holding the imprint still and bring one leg to tabletop and then place it down on the ground and then we switch. All right, now if you could do both of those without sort of moving everything back around, then we'll take both legs up. So you pick up the first leg, holding your imprint, and bring the second leg to join it. We want to press the thighs together gently, as inner thighs are sort of good friends with those low abs and they work very well together. Okay, so the next progression while maintaining that imprint is we're going to do a single leg toe tap. So the leg goes down and the leg rises. Inhale, lower, and then exhale, lift. If your foot doesn't make it all the way to the floor, no worries. Only go as low as you're able to keep the imprinted position. That is critical. We are strengthening the core all around, which provides this excellent foundation for a strong lower back. One more each way. Okay, we're still in that imprint. So now we're building the endurance and the imprint. If you need to take a break, take a break. Otherwise, the next one would be to straighten legs up and then bend. And you'll find that as your legs move towards straight, you have to deepen the imprint, sort of this opposition. So as the belly sinks down, the legs go up. So Pilates is a whole bunch of oppositional movements. That's how we get the strength and stretch in most of our movements combined. Last one here. So we're gonna hold. Still in that imprinted position. You're gonna hear a lot of that this workout and every other Pilates workout. So get used to it. Drop the leg and rise. So this might be too much for where you are and if you're starting a practice. Maybe just half of the way down. All right, so this is where it is also a great workout for those who are practiced with Pilates and experienced. So this just great core foundations refresher is good for anybody. And one more. All right, bending the knees. Hey, what? We're still in that imprinted position. I told you we were gonna keep it. So arms are at a T, and we're gonna let both of the knees fall to one side. Now I'm gonna be forgiving on this first one. Really take it up. So the legs lay all the way over, and then look in the opposite direction. Really nice spine twist here, stretches through the obliques and the hips. Now engage your core, and we're gonna pull the legs right back up where they began, and they'll tip the opposite way. So see my shoulders coming really far off the ground. That's typically a no-no in Pilates, but I'm gonna give it to you here at the beginning because it feels really good. And then with your breath, use that exhale and pull the legs to center. All right, now we're gonna be a bit more legitimate here with our spine twist. So we're gonna hold the shoulders to the floor, and then only going as far with the legs as the opposite shoulder, entire shoulder blade stays on the ground. Lengthen those legs out, bend, pass through the middle, and we extend. Inhale as the knees bend and rotate. Exhale as the legs extend. Inhale and exhale. See if you can connect the abs sinking down with the reaching of the legs to reinforce that sense of opposition that I mentioned before. Side, exhale. Last time. Side and exhale. Bring it all the way, return. One foot and then the second. Good job so far. All right, rolling over onto your belly. We're gonna open our feet towards the corners of the mat. Let's go ahead and laterally rotate now. So the knee and the toe point out to sides and lower your body to the ground completely. So my elbows are just on the mat, or the floor outside the mat. And anytime you're on your stomach, I want the hip bones to press into floor, but then also the pubic bone, right? So I'm kind of finding that imprinted position from my belly. From here, we're gonna draw the shoulders off of the ears and then press into the elbows and forearms as you lift. Notice my head isn't this way, it's pinchy on my neck. I'm gonna keep my vision on the ground and then drop my body back to the ground. Inhale, all nice, one fluid movement up. Exhale, returning to the mat. So concentrating on the extension of that upper thoracic spine here. That is the purpose of postural muscles. Take your arms to your sides. I'm going to roll my shoulders and chest open, palms facing side. Lift up, breath in. And then exhale, return. Twice more. Up on the inhale. Lower on the exhale. One more. Up we go. And down. This one, fold your hands together at your forehead. Reverse breath. Exhale, lift. And then inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. One more. Lift. And lower. First, shell stretch. You're gonna be on your knees and round your back. I love to tuck the toes under and stretch the feet. This is sort of like a child's pose holding a beach ball. And then let's rise into all fours. So hands are directly below shoulders and knees directly under hips. And I also don't have my knees together. They're truly underneath the hips. Okay, so we're gonna do our cat, flexing the spine up, and then lengthening drop below neutral if you choose, and go into extension. And then we're gonna flex it up. Now, this feels good on your back, of course, but as you're flexing up, I want you to really engage through the waist muscles and make your core perform the movement of the back. So that's where it's coming from. It's coming from the front. And then extend. All right, let's find a neutral. So a nice straight back. I'm gonna take my left foot and just tap it down on the ground behind. At the same time, I'm reaching my right arm forward. Take the left leg in the air. So you want to be careful that you don't start to get closer to the ground. You want to stay up nice and high. Keep your back in neutral. We're going to bend our elbow and our knee while we flex the spine. And then lengthen here. Stop when you're neutral. Please don't go into sway. We're going to round as we pull in. and find neutral. Again, in and reach. 3 more. Pull. You get a little element of balance here. 2. Give me last one. We're gonna hold it. All right, we're taking it wide. Now notice that my foot points straight at the floor. Back to the center. Side and center. So we're starting to feel it in the obliques, right above the left hip. 4, 3, 2, and we bring it back. Other side. Right leg goes out, left arm goes forward. I always start with my toe down and make sure your hips are square and then lift it. So we pull it in flexion, straighten it out, pull. As that leg goes back, drive through the heel of your foot to recruit a little bit of glutes at the same time here. And bend. 3, 2, hold. We go wide and center. We're gonna keep that leg in neutral, knee and toe point straight at the floor. 4, and 3, 2, and bring it back. One more shell stretch before we flip over. Have a seat. Let's just sit comfortably. The legs can be out, bent, whatever, okay? We're just working on our shoulders. So my palms are facing each other, and what we'll do is reach our fingertips forward so it takes the whole shoulder with you. And then I'm gonna lengthen, keep my arms nice and straight, and I'm gonna retract my shoulder blades. So I'm trying to pinch them together. We reach forward and then pinch back. So if you were to see my back, I'd be going forward and then I'm pulling the blades together. Reach and pull. So that's the movement. It's not so much what the arms are doing, but we're truly trying to widen the space between the shoulder blades and then close it, okay? Work all those muscles in there. Now, drop the arms to the sides, and now we shrug. We elevate the shoulders, and we depress them. Lift them up, drop them down. One more, up, and down. Now we'll do big arm circles. Lift and around. Now arm circles feel pretty tame, but they mobilize the shoulder joint. So the shoulder is the only part of the body that is purely connected with muscle. It's not a bone-to-bone part. So we have to be very aware of how we're moving. Let's reverse the circles. So this is an awareness exercise as much as it is just about warming up. Do your right and left shoulder feel the same? All right? And if they don't, just notice, okay? The goal, of course, would be for them to be the same. Let's bend both of the knees. Again, we're comfortable. I'm not trying to crowd in here. We'll begin with palms face down, arms straight. We're gonna begin with a half roll back. You're gonna round, go back as far as you can hold. Your feet are not lifting. And then you're gonna come back up and let's straighten the spine. We're gonna tuck, so finding sort of that same imprint sensation, pause. Then we take the shape we made, we take it over the legs, and then we build it up tall. Again, curl the hips under, pause, take it forward, and then up. So those of you who may have a little more practice with Pilates, I would suggest as you do these, you just bring your feet in, weave it closer to your buns, and you'll feel the difference. Okay? But make your feet as far in front of you as you need as you warm up your abdominal muscles. Forward and up. All right, we're gonna add, I'm looking at this, I'm creeping my toes out a little bit from me. So we're gonna curl the hips under as before, but now we take one of the hips and we're really taking it back. Then drop the arm, look at it, drop the arm back where it was, and then come forward, other side. Roll it back, Take the hip, arm next, arm, hip, forward, all together. Take it back, sweep, and in front. Take it back, sweep, and forward. Again, take it back. One more. Back we go. And way up. Okay, down we go into our backs. We're gonna bend one knee. Tabletop, the other leg on the ground. One-legged circle. So let's pretend that the leg ends at the knee, and we're gonna take a large circle here. Now, if you have the flexibility in the hamstring, you can lengthen out your other leg, and you can lengthen out the leg that's circling. But I don't want you to feel any tightness in your hip flexors or in your back. So maybe you need to just do one, not both. Let's go in the opposite direction a few circles. To notice my leg isn't completely straight, I'm leaving the knee a little bit soft. So maybe that's a nice compromise. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we're gonna switch. So here was how I had you start. Bent knee, tabletop, and we draw the circle with the knee. Meanwhile, you're trying to stabilize through pelvis. You don't want it to be rocking around. And then pick your adjustments that suit your body. So perhaps you're leaving a tabletop leg doing the circles. Maybe you're doing it straight. Okay, whichever. But I want you to really press or reach the leg out of the hip socket so that you have lots of room to move in there. Reverse, please. A lot of my students talk about sort of a grinding sensation in their hip. The more you can mentally reach and physically reach the foot away from your torso, it actually will provide a little more space in that joint and feel a little more fluid. All right, bend the knees in. Let's just do a little side-to-side rocking here. It massages your lower back, feels super nice. And then we're gonna rock all the way back up. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna bring our fingertips onto the ground. And I'd like you to keep your fingertips on the ground. And we're gonna roll half back. Not as far as we were when our arms were up. This is a bit more challenging. So let's keep your fingertips on the floor. And then I want you to bring one leg in and then out. And pull it in and out. Now as the leg comes in, coming in, it gets harder, harder, harder. If it's not giving you any challenge at all, check your position, making sure that you are rounded, you are rolling back, and you've just got fingertips on the floor. You're not supporting yourself here. 2 more. In and again. All right, we're gonna change. Stay here, we're building endurance. So pulling the leg in. And I'm just letting my foot kind of skim along the mat. And you'll feel these, okay? Keep scooping your navel in deeply towards your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take those legs straight forward. Just shake them out a little. And we're gonna reach forward. From here, we're gonna roll all the way down and then reach those arms overhead. When the arms go overhead, watch that you don't lose the connection here. You wanna close this in. We have that slight imprinted position. And as our arms reach by our ears, we are aware of what's happening in the shoulders and we are stable. So arms go first, then the chin and chest follow, and we begin to roll all the way up. Now, if you can't make it all the way up, you're gonna do that half roll back. You're gonna get to where you think is your max, and then let's just come up from there, okay? So the roll-ups are in the essential repertoire of exercises, which they consider beginner essential exercises. However, I know that so many people struggle with these roll-ups, so please make the modifications as needed. And what I find works very well is if you create a little more length in doing stretches on this hip flexor, these roll-ups become way easier than before. In the interim, if you want to just hold some weights out in front, it will help assist you completing a nice roll up. Last two. And we get one more to go here. All the way up. And then I'm gonna have you come back down one last time and then head down. Let's go ahead and bring those feet in close to your buns, and we're gonna find that imprint again. So remember, it's not just a forcing down of the lower back, but it is that connection through your abdominal wall. So you're tugging the pelvis under through the pelvic floor muscles. Okay, we're gonna go up to tabletop. Take a breath, and then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders rise. So we're right here. If you need to place one or both hands behind the head at any time, please do. Let's take one leg out. We're gonna hold the opposite knee and change. The lower this straight leg goes, it becomes more challenging. So you can certainly start taking that leg up, diagonal, and make it more suitable for your needs. And reach, and reach, reach. 4, 3, 2, and we'll pause here. Hands travel behind the head, we crunch to the bent knee, and change, and change. So we're taking both shoulders towards the bent knee. My legs are still tracking down the center of the mat. We don't want to turn into little weeble wobbles. You want to keep your alignment. And 4, 3, and 1. Let's take those knees and we're going to hold them here. We're breaking down the double leg stretch. Send the arms only up and around. Stay in this upper curl. Reach overhead and around. Take off an imaginary hat and then around. Inhale and exhale. In and out. Now, hands behind the head. We'll send the legs out and back. And the legs. So we're just doing half at a time. The true double leg stretch is upper and lower body all moving at once, but for today's workout, we're doing it in parts. 3, 2, and 1, and then place the feet down. All right, a little side to side if you need it. We're gonna go into our hundreds next. So lots of different ways you can break this one down. I'm gonna leave my head down to start. We're gonna find that imprinted position, and then our legs are tabletop. So you could do your hundreds here, and I suggest that only if your neck becomes the most tired part of your body. Otherwise, we're here, okay? So the arms are vigorous, right? Let's do it. Inhale, and then exhale. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 3, 4, 22, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 30. Squeeze your thighs together. Exhale. If you feel like you're losing the imprinted position, tip those legs toward you. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 72, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 80, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 2, 3, 90, last time. 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. 3, 4, 100, hold, and lower down. Well done. Go ahead and roll yourselves up. We're gonna flip over onto our bellies again. All right, the legs are parallel, if that's okay on your lower back. Wider legs are much more forgiving on your lower back if it feels tight or pinchy. So if you can, we're in parallel hip distance apart. We're gonna send our legs straight, our arms straight forward. Remember I said on your belly, hips and pubic bone press into the ground, and we're gonna stay here. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. We're going right arm and left leg up at once, and then drop. And switch. This is a great back strengthening exercise. You do not have to get all 4 arms and legs in the air at once for this to be effective. Beginners or advanced. This is a great back strengthening exercise just like this. So we're really rooting down the torso, which means we can go for height and length in the arm and leg. Reach. You feel a little bit of butt as you lift the leg up, so a little bonus there. And lift. Now start lifting with the arms, and notice my upper body is coming up a little higher. That's how you can take it up a little notch here. Up, up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's enjoy another shelf stretch. So we are rounded here. Go ahead and take both hands to one edge and round through the hip in the opposite direction. And then the same again on the other side. Really nice stretch through the obliques here. All right, let's turn on to our sides. I'm going to use the back edge of the mat as a guide, and I'm going to angle my legs forward to the front corner of the mat. Let your arm be your pillow for your head. Top hand rests on the waist here. I would love you not to put your hand down because this takes away the work from the obliques. If you need a little help, please bend the bottom knee instead of doing this, okay? But perfect world, we have our legs out and we have our hand here. We're gonna take our top leg to hip height and we do a single leg kick. So that comes forward 1, 2, and then point and take the leg behind you. We inhale 1, inhale 2, exhale once in the back. Lengthen, lengthen, reach. So as we have our hand right here on our waist, you can feel all the muscles that are in the obliques. They're right under your thumb and your fingers. If you don't feel them under your thumb, which I notice that happens a lot, it's likely because you have rolled your body back this way. And then that takes away the work of the oblique in the back. Let's not do that. One more. Forward, forward, and back. Now, straighten out your body, look down, make sure you see your toes. We're staying on our side, same modification here, bent knee if necessary, not this. Top leg points, and it flexes down. Inhale up, exhale down. Lengthen, press, up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We're gonna hold it hip height and we're drawing circles. So make your circles as slow as you need to be in full control. What I don't wanna see is a lot of the wobbliness through the torso. So lock this down nice and still. 3, 2, we're gonna go in reverse. So reversing the circle. I'm using my bottom leg as the guide. My bottom leg is directly in the center of my circle. 3, 2, and we hold. Stay right here. So we're getting a little bit of endurance right here in this top leg. Stay with me. So the bottom leg meets it, down together. Top leg, bottom leg, down. Now 2 things. Lift the top leg only as high as the bottom leg can reach it. So what I don't like is when the leg comes way up and then it has to get down there to help. So just the destination is where you stop. And then see if you can bring your full foot together, not just your toes, bring those heels together too. You'll feel the difference. 1 more. Up, up. Now, those legs are a team. They're lifting together and lowering together. Same thing here. Keep your foot completely together, heel to toe. And these muscles under these fingers and thumb, you're feeling them. 3, 2, last. Take the top arm along the top thigh. We can keep this one down on the ground. Upper and lower body lift at the same time and lower at the same time. Full lateral flexion here. Part of what Pilates does so well is it puts us in all the ranges of motion. So we're bending forwards and backwards and sideways and twisting, which makes a really healthy back. 3, 2, hold this one. Little baby is up. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. Take it down. Bottom knee straight and sort of soft. Top knee bends, and enjoy a spine twist. That feels good all over the hip. All right, other side, please. Down on your side. Try to use your mat as your guide, so the back lines up on the back edge and the hips angle forward. We do a dorsiflexion in those feet for a little stability. Remember, none of this. This. Top leg hip height. We go 1, 2, 1 in the back. Lengthen the hamstring. Try not to go so big that you've got to lean your torso back. We want to only go so far as we can completely stabilize through the pelvis and the torso. That's the challenge. 1, 2, and back. That's why you can feel these obliques working, because they are working to keep you from rolling around. 2 more. 1, 2, and back. 1, 2, and back. Find that straight line. Peek down there. See your toes. Stay on your side. Here we go. Point, flex. Inhale and exhale. Rise and lower. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're stopping, and we've got circles. We don't need those circles to be too big. About the size of a dinner plate is enough. 4 and 3. 2, we're reversing now, 8, 7. So there's a little bit of movement in the body, but your job is to stay as stable as you can as we're just circling this leg, working that muscle in the hip. Hold. Bottom leg, down. Top, bottom, and down. Inhale, exhale together. You get a full inhale. This is a half exhale and the rest of it on the way down. Inhale, exhale down. Top, bottom, down. Are we touching the heels together also? It is harder. Not just the toes, the heels too. Last 2, 1 more. Top, bottom. All right, legs are a team. Up together, lower together. Staying stable. If you can't stabilize, bring this bottom arm in front. Still, please don't put this hand down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're adding the top arm. We come up in 2 parts, down. Head and feet trying to be the same height as they rise. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4 and 3, 2, hold here, pulse it up. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, and all the way down. Enjoy the twist. That's the reward for that work. So really stretching through the muscles of the hip, get a nice back stretch. Let's go ahead and just tumble over onto our belly. We'll open those feet again. Almost every time you're on your stomach, the legs are laterally rotated. We're gonna just press into the arms and rise. Be mindful of where those shoulders are. They've gotta be down off of the ears. We don't wanna be squeezing the glutes. And then lower your body to the ground. We do something like 10,000 forward folds a day. The only back extension that we do is probably gonna be this right here. Okay, so make it count. We want our back to be moving in all the directions it was designed to move in. So let's make these mindful. Slide the shoulders down and lift. And then let's take it all the way back down. Now we're gonna add a rock, a slow rock. We're coming back up. This is Swan. The slow rock goes in when we lift the legs. So now we get to squeeze the butt. And we're gonna initiate with the legs. And we keep squeezing as it rocks our body forward. Now I'm not using my upper back muscles, or my hands, I'm using my upper back muscles. And then they lift. It's kind of like a competition between your back muscles and your glutes. Which one's gonna win? The legs are winning, now the upper back is winning, right? So we're keeping that resistance as we lower down, we're not dropping. They're fighting for the top, each side, top and bottom, top. One more, guys. Legs, exhale, inhale, chest, let the legs rest, and then take the body down. Enjoy a leather shell. So if that one bothered your lower back, you might be coming up too high, but those are good back exercises to do. Just make them smaller in range if it's bothering you. So we're coming back over onto our back. We're gonna do the rollover prep. This is one that everybody loves to hate, and usually they love to hate the ones that are good for you. So this is one of those. We are gonna start real simple, and I'm gonna let you do a little cheat, and you're gonna just slide your hands under your buns, okay? So from there, we're imprinting and we have our legs into a tabletop position. So a roll over is the reverse of a sit-up. So we're gonna take our lower body and we're trying to lift it. With the hands under the hips, you've got a little starting advantage where you have a slight ramp. So it's a bit easier to start from there than if your hands are just by your sides. So you can try this as well. Lift. Pay attention to what's going on with your shoulders. I see some people really trying to heave up. We don't want that. We want to isolate right here, okay? So we don't do that if our neck is all shrugged up. We want to leave our head and our neck and our shoulders fairly tension-free here. Easier said than done, I know. These are extremely effective. So we're gonna take both knees to one shoulder, center, other shoulder, and we're gonna just keep alternating. So as we come in, we're going a little bit off center, back to the middle, other side, back to the middle. So keep working that out. Making sure that as your legs go away, I also see this starts to get real heavy. Please do not let your lower back leave the mat. It doesn't matter if it hurts your back or if it doesn't. It is not a good practice to get into, so please don't let that happen. We get much more benefit from a really firm imprint. And all right, now we can try a few of the regular rollovers. So those are the rollover preps. We lengthen our legs out. A higher diagonal is easier than if our legs were to begin way down here. So pick a nice comfortable diagonal position. And now we're taking our feet and we're touching them on the ground behind our head. Ready? So we go here. Now, if you can, great, touch your toes to the ground. And if not, that's okay. Hip height, hip width. We separate the legs, flex the feet. And you come down nice and slow. Legs reach point, bring them together. And we repeat. So if you cannot get the legs over, don't worry, you're back here, okay? Let's just do one more. I'll do the prep with you. And then take those legs all the way down. Arms are overhead. I've got my feet wide this time, dorsiflex. Let's bring it all the way up. And we're gonna stretch forward. Rise up. Rotate this hand thumb up, this guy thumb down. We go for the little toe. Bring it up, face the middle. Twist, reach. So this is a nice combination of that rotation and flexion. So all of this stuff makes our body very pliable. And when we're flexible, we're injury-free. Hopefully, right? Twist and reach. Let's get one more each way, it feels nice. And reach. And the middle, turn, and reach, up, and to the center. Okay, we're gonna get a little practice here with some spine mobility. I'm opening my feet towards edges of mat, placing hands behind thighs. We start with a straight back. We're gonna curl the hips under as we roll backward. Now I've created a scoop like I'm gonna hold a bowling ball right here. That's what I want you to picture, scoop in. Keeping this inflection, I'm gonna elongate my upper back. When I do that, I feel it pulling right here in my upper abs. That's where I want you to feel it. And then you're going to round. Inhale, extend the upper back, drop those shoulders off the ears, and we're back, rounding. Lengthen breath in, and exhale. Lengthen, and round, one more. Straighten, and round, and then come up. All right, so this is sort of working us up to the open leg rocker. We're not gonna do the whole thing today, maybe another video. We're gonna bring the leg off the ground. So it doesn't matter if you wanna just leave them down here, or you can try a true tabletop position. So we're getting the exact same mobility of the spine we just practiced. We're going to curl the hips under, create room for that bowling ball, and then we're extending the upper back, really draw the shoulders down. Rounding the spine, exhale, and then inhale up. So with the added like the experience of the legs up, right, you feel that more in your core because we're getting the balance element. Flex and straighten, and again, focus. All right, ready to go for it? Keep your hands where they are. Straighten the legs. We're not rolling, we're doing the same thing. Round. You feel like you're gonna roll. It's easy to be tippy right there. We're gonna curl and up and round and up. One more. Round and up. Bring the legs together. Set them down. Just stretch over. Let's get some lateral flexion here. So we're gonna sit, my bottom knee's bent, I'm gonna cross my ankle over the other ankle. So this foot pointed at that corner, this hand, that corner. So my body is pointed at the corners. I'm gonna rest my arm on my top knee, thigh. We're rolling over onto the bottom knee, and I'm gonna go a nice big rainbow shape with this top arm, and then bring your booty back to the mat. Again, press the hips forward as we go over, and we're down. One more. Lengthen up and over, and take it down. Swing the legs around, other side. Bend the bottom knee, ankles crossed, hand, foot, yeah? Rest here, this one feels so nice. So go ahead and press over onto the knee. We're taking this top hip and we're pressing it forward. And two more, this is my favorite part. Up and over. And down. One more, please. Up, really enjoy this one. And then bring it down. Let's take those legs straight forward, and we're gonna end with a nice spine stretch. So the arms are forward, and I want you to reach forward. As you do, you're pulling your waistline in, stretch, and then bring yourself up nice and tall. Bring the hands back, my fingers point at my bottom, and I'm gonna lift here. And drop the hips, and reach. And then bring the hands back. Reverse plank, up. One more. Take it around. All the way up. Lift up. This is our last one. Forward. And up. And down. Okay. So thank you for joining me for our beginner mat workout today, or a refresher, depending on who you are and what your purpose was today. But thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.